Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. We upload new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time, so please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, thank you for watching our earwax removal compilation. Patient's come through with some very tough wax. You can see just a little gap at the top right hand corner, so still being able to hear a little bit through this wax, but very thick sticky wax embedded with lots of little bits of hair binding everything together. So we're using the standard size Zollner tube here just to remove some of this wax. If you're watching this from the UK, I hope everyone's doing okay following Storm Dennis that came through. We had lots of flooding in this area. A few people had to get evacuated and stuff from their homes. So I hope you're all keeping safe and you're all doing really well. My thoughts go out to anyone who's having a real difficult time at the moment. It's not been the easiest couple of days down here. So what you can see is the wax is starting to get sucked into the canal here and just peeling away from this left hand side. Wax itself is really thick and sticky, so we've got a good grip on the outside edge here. It's starting to draw the wax down the canal, but as you can see, it's very, very sticky stuff. So it's just binding a little bit to the canal wall there. So what I'm going to do is take the Zollner tube out, introduce a little bit of olive oil, which, you know, if you've watched any of our previous videos, does help to stop the stickiness to the canal wall and the wax itself. So we're just bringing this out. There we go, just unpeeling from that left canal wall, trying to bend it around this this entrance here. You can see you've got that little bend to the right, so we're going to try and bring it down, then flex it across to the right hand side to get it around the corner. Keep holding on to it, just looking for any smaller pieces we can suck inside the machine just to get a bit of purchase on this wax. Giving it a good wiggle, just slowing everything down here so you can see this popping out. There we go, out this wax comes. You can see it's quite a long, thick. You can see how dark the colour is. Lots of bits of hair, and you'll see there's quite a few little stringy bits of hair left in here. Now those can wash out with the next bath or shower. It's really difficult to go in there and take those little bits of hair out like that. You can do it with crocodile forceps, but they'll come out just as easily with a bath or shower next time. So you can see same kind of issue on this second ear. Very thick sticky wax here at the entrance to the canal, and just starting to kind of maneuver this section of wax. You can put a little bit of olive oil in here already, so you can see the olive oil there to the left hand side of that block of wax. Really trying to budge this out. We've got two very different types of wax in the compilation today. You've got this one which is kind of thick and sticky and embedded with hair, but stay tuned for the next one because that was really dry and solid stuff on the next video. So use the Jobson horn now just to break this front end of wax down. There we are, so that's come away. You can see the very deep, this very dark, deep section of wax. Lifting now, as we push the Jobson horn down to bring this out, you can see it's actually squashed some of the wax against the canal wall. So we do need to try and unstick that now before we can go any further. There you go. So lifting that bottom section, taking that away is going to add a little bit of maneuverability to the wax. Means we can lift it up and down, move it left to right, just to try and unstick things. There we are, just working on the top left hand corner. Just opened a little gap at this, that's what I'm aiming for with the Jobson horn now. And as we push down, you'll see it's created a little bit more of a gap. I can see over the top now. Try to stick with the Jobson horn as much as I can, but what you'll see with this is instead of a lot of the times it folds the wax forward, it's actually just dug into the wax and broken another chunk off the front, which means it's going to be a little bit more difficult now to get behind that top section with the Jobson horn again. So using the standard size Zollner tube once again now just to lift and move all these sections of wax back into the center again. Just trying, there we are, so you can see it's lifted up, and because we've broken that front section we can now lift and pull at the same time. There we go. Trying to get a good grip on this. What I don't want to do now is push the Jobson horn in at this point, because it'll push it back in. If we can pull it out a little bit further, there we are. It's really starting to move. Now it's starting to come away. Don't forget, we will have to bend this as well. You can see as it comes forward, it needs to bend across to the left hand side. I'm trying to hold on to it and get a really good wiggle. A little bit more olive oil in there now just to help ease it along its way. There we are. I'm trying to get a really good grip on this center section. Because of the shape of this wax, you'd find with a Jobson, because you hit that sort of wider section at the top of the wax, you would end up pushing it a little bit further in. So that's why I've stuck with the suction tube for this particular one. We have lots of people asking us, we use some tools a lot more often than we use others. So yeah, we do tend to use suction quite a bit. I find that usually the most effective way of removing the wax. Here we are, you can see the eardrums looking nice and healthy on that side. Some waxes call for different types of tools, so we do favour some over the others. You can see all the hair embedded in the very, very hairy wax. That's why it was difficult to remove, because it was really bound together. So we do have lots of people asking us why we don't use the St. Bart's hook very often. I find that the opportunity for using the St. Bart's hook is quite limited, because you have to have a very special set of circumstances to be able to get that wax out using the St. Bart's hook, which is exactly what we have here. So you'll see this patient has some very, very dry wax, very narrow ear canal, and when I say dry, this wax is solid. It is like a stone in this patient's ear. Got a nice big gap at the top of the wax. Can easily accommodate the width of the end of the Jobson horn, that L-shaped end. You can get behind it safely, and when you pull, because the wax is really solid, it's going to bring it all out in one go. Softer wax, that St. Bart's hook would just pull straight through, but because this is very, very hard pebble like wax, you can get behind it, and it had that little gap there big enough to accommodate the hook. So you can see it's got to be a very special set of circumstances personally for me to want to go in with the St. Bart's hook rather than suction or Jobson horn. But you do come across it. I couldn't even get the hook. It was that hard. I couldn't get the hook into it to lift it out the canal. So that's why we did it with the Zollner tube there. You can see the eardrum there. A couple of air bubble outlines in the centre. Just a little bit of air stuck to the back of the eardrum. It's quite common, especially in these winter months as well. So a patient also has the same problem on the other side. Sorry, I'm voicing this over at home. You may well have heard my dog bark in the background there. But what we'll do now is we're just going to go in and just get this second ear nice and clear now. So you can see I've got the gap there. So I'm trying with the St. Bart's hook, but the wax goes in quite a way, and I don't really want to work blind. So what I normally do is try and turn the hook to see if we can embed it into the wax to bring it forwards, but the wax is so solid that I can't actually get the hook into it. So I'm going to use the gap and try and use the Jobson horn now to remove this. But you've got the same problem. We've got a very narrow, long canal. So we've got a very narrow, long piece of wax. Now the Jobson horn can't get in. So the bend on the end of the Jobson horn can't get into the wax. It also can't get behind it because it's too long. So you can see that we're restricted here in the tools that we can use. None of the tools are really getting an effective pull on this wax. The suction is not strong enough to hold on to it, and because it's hard with a flat surface, it's not going to get a good grip. The Jobson can't really get behind the wax to pull it forward, so I'm just trying to chip and make a ledge if I can to get a hold of with the Jobson horn. And the St. Bart's hook can't get far enough behind the wax to bring it forward, and that's the only effective way of removing with the St. Bart's, unfortunately. So you can see we're trying every tool in sequence here. There we are, just trying to get it. I've just managed to get a little bit of purchase on the top of the wax, but there, do you see that? It's so solid that as we're pulling, we're not really able to get that good grip. So I'm using the St. Bart's hook now to push into the wax again. You can see there we are, it's just broken that front section away again there. So I like to, if I've used a tool and it's broken away lots of little tiny bits, you can see we just got a little gap there to the top right hand corner. I used a little bit of suction just to clear up any looser bits. And we're going in with the Jobson horn. What I'm trying to do here is detach it from the left canal wall. I'm trying to make this wax a little bit looser in the canal, so we've got a better chance of getting this out. That's not really budging very well there, so we're just going to go over the top. Now the misting you can see to the camera, if the patient's very warm, then sometimes you can get a little bit of misting to the lens of the camera. Now normally when you're suctioning, you're taking away all that warmer air, so you don't really see it, but when you're using standard tools like these, you can get a little bit of misting as they're warmer than the camera popping in. You can see how we're only breaking little flaky pieces of this wax away at the moment. Stick with this though, because we do get this out. The gap at the top right is too small to fit the Jobson horn through, and we're kind of lost our ledge now, so we've got nothing to pull against. So I'm aiming there, just got it into that gap just there, and if we pull down now we can get that bend behind the wax. Watch what happens, because we can use the tool the right way. It pulls this wax, slides it forward. There we are. And if we take a look behind that, we can see a little bit of dry skin. There was scraped that away now with the Jobson horn, just so we can get a good look at the eardrum. We take a look at the drum, we can see a little bit of sort of calcification to the skin, really, so a little bit of misting to the skin. These are the pieces we removed, so you can see they're quite hard, brittle little pieces. And I'll show you again in inches. Oh, that's easy, that's an inch. I can do that one, that's no problem at all. Thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, then please like. If you're not subscribed already or you'd like to do so, you can click the subscribe button here. If you'd like to check out some more of our videos, they're also up there. Now, if you want to follow us, you can do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check our website if you want to know a little bit more about us. As always, guys, until the next time, take care.